So, the patch notes for the PTB got leaked, and, well, there's a little something I'd like to talk about that was on those patch notes. Now, if you've watched any of my content at all, you probably know what I'm going to be talking about, and that would be the upcoming Legion changes. Now, there are a couple changes to his add-ons, but I mostly want to talk about the most important changes, which are the ones to his base kit. And the changes to his base kit are as follows. Feral Frenzy's movement speed was increased to 5.2 meters per second, up from 5 meters per second, or 130% movement speed. For comparison, the current speed is 5 meters per second, or 125%, and Old Legion was 132% or 5.28. And in addition to that, the window and pallet vault times were reduced back to their old numbers of 0.9 seconds each. And in return for that, they decided to go ahead and nerf mending by making it take less time. Mending by yourself takes 12 seconds down from 15, and mending with somebody else takes 8 from... I don't know how long it took for you to mend by someone else. I think it was 10 or 12, but it got lowered down. A lot of people might be thinking this is a buff, because Legion's power now actually fucking works, and you can do what it was designed to do. But this is a nerf. A significant nerf, and I'll explain why. So, this whole, Legion can now do what his power was designed to do, kind of. It still sucks. I'm gonna be honest, it still sucks. The distance needed to outrun a Feral Frenzy chain hit was increased from 10 meters to 12 meters. It's not that big of a deal, only really going to affect survivors who are already near you. At the very least, it's not countered by loops anymore. It should be countering loops, and it's going to do that now, so that's great. But that's just what it should have been doing from the start. That doesn't make it a good power. Now they can actually do what it was fucking designed to do. In return for his power doing what it was designed to do, it now takes less time to mend. So even if he hits multiple survivors, which he's still going to struggle to do that because his power sucks at it, it's not going to do much because mending is going to take even less time now. The thing with Legion is, people think that what gave Legion an edge was the ability to injure multiple survivors rapidly. That is not the case. At least, not against survivors who don't heal. Against survivors who heal, it's fucking great. But against survivors who don't, it's literally useless. And survivors don't heal in the meta. At high ranks, against good survivors who understand the strongest ways to play, the meta is never ever healing. Just sit on generators and equip adrenaline and just sit on generators. You don't have to heal. You have adrenaline, and the gens will get done in like 5 minutes if you don't heal. So Legion's power is literally useless in terms of injuring multiple survivors because that doesn't do anything. The survivors don't care. It doesn't mean anything by it at all. What gave him any sort of edge at all, if you can even call it an edge, is the fact that by forcing survivors to mend, he actually created stall. He gave himself time, and he gave himself pressure. So, even if he can actually, quote-unquote, chain hits now, which he probably can, let's be real, the mending is now even worse. So, he has even less pressure than he did before, even if he gets to successfully use his power. The one thing he had going for him has been reduced even further. His pressure was already ridiculously meager as is because Deep Wound was such a little threat and mending took such low time. But now mending takes even less time, so he has even less pressure. And I guess you could bring up the fact that Save the Best for Last and Sloppy Butcher no longer work on Legion, but between survivors splitting up and the anti-heal meta already being meta, I don't consider either of those good on Legion anyway, but people found those fun. A lot of people who played Legion found that really fun to use, and they got rid of them. So now you can't use those perks on Legion anymore. They don't synergize with his power. So they reduced his map pressure, they reduced his stall, and they took away the thing that a lot of people found fun in exchange for making his power work the way it was designed to work, but still be a shitty power. So the thing to take away from all this is, guys, I hate to tell you, but after 8 months of being the worst killer in the game, after 8 months of complete silence from the devs, for his 1-year anniversary of being in this game, for his birthday, they give him a nerf. They nerfed the worst killer in the game after 8 months of no changes. I don't even know where to begin right now. Like, this is why I don't trust behavior to balance things. Legion is the worst killer in the game, and they nerfed him. They took his one good utility that wasn't even good, and they lowered it even further to make it less useful. Oh my god, Legion, his frenzy is even worse at being a basic M1 attack now because it no longer counts as a basic attack, so it doesn't even have that going for it. This nerf is fucking huge, bro. This nerf is gigantic. They fucking slammed the worst killer. Legion! God, you suck so much pee-pee! You're actually like fucking worse than BTB government at this point, man! Oh my god! No, my friend is beautiful, edgy teen young boy. You could have been so great. But you suck so much fucking pee-pee, bro. Like, you have no idea how much fucking pee-pee you suck. Okay, I couldn't keep that going. What do you take away from this? Worst killer in the game got fucking nerfed. See ya.